National Community School, Awawa 2, Yamamunina Kwaba, situated on a very beautiful and green and lovely campus at Peichi number 1. ICS is one of the schools that you as a parent would love to enroll your child at. 25 years they have been around, and today we're going to be talking about the 25th anniversary. But before that, Oma ko Germany pa answer. Becca say any day no answer. I want Germany pa. The cast of my Germany, Juliet is smiling. Becca need na wasem and a pay. But I'd like to say a very special good morning to the Vice Principal, Mr. Enoch Oye, Business Manager, Mr. Isaac Kwesinyako, the Administrative Manager in the passing of Linda Richardson Asante, and then we have the Head of Preschool, Rita Buampia Kwating. I hope that I got the pronunciation of the second name right, Buampia. Great. Good morning, family. Names that, and still is one of the names that maybe I could be when it comes to education, you mentioned schools, top 3 schools, top 5 schools in Ashanti region. There's no way you leave ICS out. Now let's talk about ICS. ICS in Nipan baby says oh why. And I'm a boy. So let me start in that direction.
Yes, so International Community School is a school that started in the year 2000 at a time when our directors, Dr. and Mrs. Yeboah, had returned from the US, and they were looking for a school for their first daughter. So I think having combed around the city, they didn't find one that was a good fit. So Mrs. Yeboah, who was into education then, I think they had a complaint and said, why not start one ourselves? So right there in their living room, they started, and just with 6 children plus their second daughter, Michelle, making it 7. So from 2000 the journey started, and here we are today, 25 years later, celebrating what has become an educational center of excellence. We run the Cambridge International Program, Cambridge Early Years, the Cambridge Primary, the Cambridge Lower Secondary. Then we do the IGCSE, and then you move on to do the A-levels, and then you transition to the university. It's
like strategically you're covering every area, so that once you step foot there, you don't have a choice than to continue to the end.
Has been taken care of.
Wow.
In line with the Cambridge standards.
Wow. Very interesting. Now let me ask, BM, how long have you been with ICS?
I'm in my 18th year.
18th year. Wow. Okay. So it is just fit for me to ask you the milestones, or let me put it this way. As the BM, share with us some of the very significant milestones that you see the school achieved in the past year.
Thank you. I've been with ICS for the past 18 years. I joined the school when the number was the enrollment was around 650. And so looking at the 18 years, we are now at 2,400.
Wow. 2,400.
Yes, currently.
From preschool.
Yes.
Wow.
Operating from 3 campuses, 2 in Kumasi and then 1 in Accra. I would say that it's been quite difficult, but for now we celebrate for the success that we have been able to achieve. I would say that we have been able to produce students working in international organizations across the world. We have been able to send our students to Ivy League schools across the globe. So for the past 25 years, as a school, I would say that we have done well.
Wow. So you heard the voice of the BM right there. Now let me go to Ms. Linda Richardson, or Mrs. Linda Richardson Asante, and I am going to take you on this angle. So I know that the school has a vision and a mission, okay? And tell me, I'm asking because you are the administrator of the school, the administrative manager. For the 25 years that the school has been in existence, how do you think that the vision and the mission has actually evolved, more so impacting the pupils in the school?
Right. Thank you. I think for the past 25 years, I've seen the vision and the mission of the school being revised two times.
Okay.
Yeah, so I remember one statement that we've changed was being having an influence in Africa. Okay. But now we have gone international. So over the years, we've tried to improve from one stage to another. And as a result of our strive to be the best, I mean, we've not been static. We've always tried to improve on what we do. And we've aligned our standards to international standards. And so, fortunately for us also, we've been able to gain an international accreditation with CIS, which is the Council of International Schools. We got this achievement early this year, in January, and so looking back, we have just progressed from one success level to another.
Very exciting. Vice Principal, when I take BM out and I take Mr. Yeboah out, you seem to be like the next. Am I correct?
Yes, we have principals for both Kumasi and Accra. I work as the vice principal to support the talk.
Okay. So as a principal, how would you describe being at ICS? Exciting, interesting, fun, challenging. I know that you say a mixture of all. But if you say challenging, I would ask you, what has been the most challenging thing for you?
I think for, not just for me, but for a lot of us working at ICS, we are coming from the Ghanaian educational system, right from our childhood to the university. So what you are used to in terms of teaching and learning in schools, it's actually different from the ICS proposition, even in terms of student-led teaching approaches. We are all coming from a system where, all right, so you are giving some notes, you go and read, you come and then you pour and then
you produce.
And then your ability to actually reproduce determines who is the best student. But the Cambridge system is more of constructivism, that is active learning, where the student is put at the center of the learning. And so right from the classroom, the student has a voice. The student is encouraged to speak up, is encouraged to learn for himself, because learning is done by students and not to students. So the first thing you will notice if you were to work at ISS is that, hey, where am I? It's like the kids are able to question. They're able to ask questions. They are trained to not just to accept facts, but to actually challenge you as a teacher, because they want to know the why behind whatever you are saying. So that is usually where the struggle comes in. That you, as an adult, you will need to have that reorientation that this is the Cambridge system, where the student is put at the center of the learning, because the exams that they write eventually are ones that test their evaluation, their analysis, their ability to make judgments. And so the way the classroom is structured is not the teacher-led, it is the student-led. And I think that is the transition that every graduate working at ICS has to actually deal with and embrace, that teaching and working at ICS puts the student at the center. And so the students are confident, they are not afraid to ask, they are not asked to shut up, they are encouraged to actually share what they think. And I think that is what a lot of people that go through ICS actually have to do with. The beautiful thing is that as a school, being mindful of where we are all coming from, we are key on training and development. We are key on tooling and retooling our educators with the right pedagogy, international best practices, so that even as we train our students through to achieve the highest standards, we are carrying ourselves along, because our ability to do so depends on how much we are able to do and learn ourselves. And so we are key on training, we are key on equipping our students and staff with international best practices. We give exposure to our staff, we give exposure to our students, so that you don't learn the international curriculum in a vacuum.
I could tell BM was nodding. BM, is there something you want to add on?
What I can add to what Mr. Oye said is that coming to ICS, we can say that we are different. When you hear ICS, that is the ringing tone that should come in your ear. Different because we produce quality, but very moderate fee. It makes us a different school, and we make sure that our kids have the kind of holistic education that can stand the test of time at any place that they find themselves.
25 years is worth celebrating. It's a great achievement. I'm going to go round to the three of you. If there's any who will join us as well, because it's an anniversary, I don't mind if others join. Is it okay? Yes, sure. So 25 years is a great achievement. So I'm going to ask you, Ms. Richardson, tell me what achievements that you're proud of as far as ICS is concerned. Please don't mention the same things, because I would come round to everyone.
Okay, so I was going to talk about our achievement being an internationally recognized school, which I mentioned earlier, but you said I shouldn't repeat that. But I'll say it anyway, because
in Gehe you don't. Back in Gehe you don't repeat stuff, do you?
And also, we are a round square school, all right. And Mr. Enoch Oye happens to be our round square rep, so I would like him to talk about round square and what we mean if we say we are a round square school. Yes.
Okay.
Right. So,
Mr. Oye.
ICS is proud to be the only school in West Africa to be part of the Round Square Network. And Round Square Network is actually a group of elite schools across the world who have a philosophy of what we call the 6 ideals. The ideal stands for internationalism, democracy, environmentalism, adventure, leadership, and service. So there is a common understanding between schools that are part of this network that we are not
I'm trying to see if I can have an acronym out of all that you have said.
Yes, it's
ideals.
So
internationalism, democracy,
environmentalism, adventure, leadership, and service.
Great.
So
Ideals.
So the understanding is that schools within this network have a philosophy of not just teaching content, not just teaching curriculum, but because we are mindful of raising the next generation of leaders, we imbibe all these ideals into our curriculum. So when it comes to ICS, for example, community service is key. Giving back to society. Every year there's a project.
That was going to be my next question.
Exactly. So
community service.
It all flows
because you belong to a community.
It flows from our association with the Round Square, and that is the service aspect. And so far in West Africa, we are the only school that have this, and every year we get to go for conferences, we get to send students on exchange to other Round Square schools, and these are elite schools paying very, very high fees, and yet because you are part of the network, you get to send your students to them for 4 weeks, 6 weeks without paying any fee, all because of the network. At all.
Wow.
So as I speak with you, just yesterday we sent off one of our 14-year-olds to a school in Germany, the Schulbecklerhof school in Germany. He's going there for 4 weeks as a student, and you can imagine the learning and the network is going to actually gain, and at no cost. The only cost was the flight that the parents had to pay for. So I think for us, the school, that is one of the things that we actually pride ourselves in, that we actually leverage on in order to give our students the opportunity to become the global leaders that we are training them to be.
Thank you. Liam, would you want to add on, or I should continue?
Let me add 2 or 3 achievements so far. I would say that in addition to what they have said, ICS2 is we became accredited to run the Cambridge Professional Development Qualification. This is a huge achievement so far.
This is totally different from the normal Cambridge system.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have that center in ICS, and the purpose is to train teachers, not only from ICS, but we open to teachers across the globe. Whoever is willing to improve on the teaching skills, we open to that. And I would also want to say that we are a member or affiliated to CIS, that is Council of International Schools. For now, ICS is the only school that has that affiliation in Ghana and even in West Africa for all international schools. ICS is the only school that. So it tells you over the years what ICS have been able to achieve. So we've come a long way. And when we talk of quality, you know what we are talking about.
Great. Now I'm going to go back. Then we'll talk about the anniversary, and that'll be a ending conversation about the anniversary. You mentioned community. That's why I want to go back to community. So you find yourself in the community where the school is situated. How impactful has the school been to the community? Pitching number 1, where you are situated.
Awesome. So, like I said, community service. Every year, we have our year 12 students leading the campaign for us to actually be of impact to the community. Over the years, we've worked closely with the IGCSE community. We've worked with the Pechi number 1 community and Pechi number 2. We built a 3-classroom block for the IGCSE AME Zion, and that is currently where their kindergarten classrooms are housed. The 3 classroom units. Because I think that was just when we were coming back from COVID. We had visited the school before COVID and found that there were about 150 young learners in one space. And definitely we decided to take this upon ourselves. So when we were coming back from COVID and we realized all the restrictions, all the spacing, quickly we gathered ourselves and said, I mean, we are happy to go back to school, but imagine those students who were 150 in that classroom. And within 6 months, we had put ourselves together and actually put up a 3-unit classroom just to spread those students in 3 classrooms. At the IGCSE JHS, we actually, led by 2 of our students, actually put an ICT lab.
Wow.
Furnished with computers, which is still there, and 7 schools around.
When you say 2 of your students, does it mean that they?
So they led.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. So just this the past academic year, the year 12 led the entire school also to renovate a classroom block for the Pechi number 1 Presby school.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, and we have asked for donation for desk. Mono desk for school children. We have even lost count because it is something we do. You have students who say, I'm celebrating my birthday and I want to do this for this particular school.
Wow.
It's so ingrained in our school. This year, the project that we are embarking on is a water project. We are trying to mechanize a borehole for the Senesha community, which is just behind the Pechi community. So we are everywhere. Every year, I mean, it's something the year 12 would, it's compulsory. In fact, it's a non-negotiable. Before you graduate ICS, your year group should have led the entire school community into doing a project in any of the communities. We have supported orphanages, we have supported the cancer unit at Komfonoche, we have supported, I mean, even the Heal Komfonoche project. ICS has actually gone to make a donation. So any area we can shine and make lives better, we do not hold back at all.
Great. So if you just joined us, this is Asaase Cafe 98.5. You're coming to you live from Daddy Swaba Road right here in the Ashanti region. We're live on Asaase AsaseRadio.com. We're live on Radio Garden, and then we're live on Modern Ghana, you say. Okay. All right. Thanks to Jonathan Banter for the quick info right there. I appreciate. We're having a conversation with the International Community School, ICS, right here in Kumasi, and then in Accra as well. They're celebrating 25 years of excellence and great work in the space of education. So we are going to now focus on the 25th anniversary. Okay. And I know that there are lots of activities that have been lined up. I'm like, hey, when Juliet sent me the write-up, I'm like, hey, you were chilling, but it's good. Like, all work and no play. They say makes Jack a dull boy, right? Yeah. So and so let's talk about the anniversary. Who do I start with? Okay, back to Mrs. Richardson Asante. Let's talk about the anniversary. What is the whole anniversary going to be about? What is it going to center on, focus on? And then we'll split to the activities that will follow up.
Okay, thank you once again. The theme for the anniversary is celebrating the past and then embracing the future. So we recognize that whatever we have achieved is in the past now, right? There is more ahead, there's more that we can do. And that's how come we chose this theme. As you said, the number of activities that are being outlined. We started in February. 2 events have already taken place. The first one was the launch, which took place in Accra, at our Accra campus in February. And the second event took place just last weekend at our Pechi campus, and that was the Anniversary Cup Challenge. This was a sports event between our Accra campus and Kumasi campus. We had
so the Accra guys came down?
Yes, they came down.
Wow.
They came down, and Kumasi beat them.
Oh.
So unfortunately,
also,
they had to go back. Yes. Alright, so the next activity that follows will happen next week, Friday, on the 28th of February, and that is our health walk and float.
Okay.
Alright. After that, the next activity will take place on the 25th of April, and this one is a public lecture that will happen in Accra. In May, there's anniversary picnic. This one will happen on the 10th of May. We'll come together. Will happen in Kumasi and in Accra at the same time. The next event will happen. 2 events will happen in June. The first one is the alumni homecoming. That will take place on the 20th and the 21st of June. And then the climax of the event will take place on 28th of June, which is our Grand Durbar and graduation event. We look forward to receiving dignitaries for this event. There's also a Thanksgiving, which will happen along the line. But the climax of the event will be the Grand Durbar and graduation on 28th of June.
Okay, so it looks like once we're through with the first half, there's an activity, like before the first half, there's an activity marked for every month.
Yes.
Which is refreshing. At least we don't get into December, so that's fine. So it doesn't get tiring and boring as well. Yeah. So that's really fine. Is there any other thing you would want to add with regards to the anniversary celebration? This is only for ICS. The homecoming.
I think
your homecoming is only for ICS for me, boy.
Yes.
Say and ICS, it's more fair.
Yeah, but the Grand Durbar, you are.
It's open to everyone.
Yes.
Okay, so you bring an invitation. I should look forward to it.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. So I look forward to the Grand Durbar, which will be happening at the Pechi campus.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And would Accra be here as well?
Yes.
Yes.
That's nice. Pretty refreshing. I like the way you are merging things so it doesn't look like they're on their own and you're on your own as well. I like
It's only
that.
one school, so
Yeah.
I mean, even though we have
Different
double
campuses.
the school is a full school by itself. I mean, the numbers are pretty much the same in terms of student population.
Accra is almost at 6,000.
No.
In Quebec, Mama.
We are the same.
Okay.
Now, yeah. So we see ourselves as one school in terms of teaching. It's one school in terms of teaching, in terms of learning. Whatever we do, we are actually one school.
Okay, so you can be taken to Accra, or you can be moved to Accra at any point, and you must be ready for
that
it.
is the way it works. So
great.
students can transfer to Accra campus, vice versa. You can have a teacher go there to support them, and then we received. So it's one school. It's one. We leverage on the strength.
One director.
Exactly.
One management.
Yeah.
Great.
So it's one school.
Great. Now let me round up with administrator. I know that there are parents who are listening. Maybe they have not had a very convincing message in the past why they should enroll their kids at ICS. But with this, they're thinking about it. Please speak to a parent who is willing and ready to enroll their child at ICS.
Thank you. So it's a very simple process. If you want to enroll your ward at International Community School, your ward will have to first take an entrance exam, but we call it placement test. All right, and this exam is really to assess the ability, the academic ability of the child, so that we can rightfully place them. Okay. After the exam, the child and the parent will go through an interview process, and after that, a decision is made on the admission.
Okay. So it's not like I have to go through the preschool here at Patasa before I can.
All.
Okay.
Not at all.
It sounds refreshing then. Then some of us will start thinking. But Pechi traffic there. But the bus is available. Comfortable bus is available.
Students from Patasa campus to then we bring them back. So parents pick their kids
from Patasa
campus. Yeah.
Sure. Finally, any word, V?
Yes, I think for Kumasi to join ICS in appreciating God for His goodness over us as a school, 25 years, starting an international school, definitely the journey hasn't been rosy, but we look back and we have every reason to be thankful to God. And so on the Grand Deba, 28th June, we will be calling on the general public to be part of the joy that the anniversary brings to all of us. And of course, for parents that are looking for school that will give value for money, a school that will prepare your child actually for the world, look no further. ICS does its best. We try and make sure we provide the quality education that is actually meeting the needs of the future. And so if in our school we're already integrating AI into what we do, because that is the future of education. So we have subscribed, and we are the only school even in Africa that have subscribed to what we call Magic School. And it's AI, but this is tailored for schools, for educators, and there's a part where the students actually get on the platform. Or whatever they see is monitored and controlled by the adults. So it's not an open space where students can go. So that is how serious we take trying to provide an education that actually meets the needs of the changing world. So parents, look no further. ICS. I know that it's expensive. That's the perception at times. Just come, hear it for yourself. It may not be as you have been told.
Please share your number with me so I can call you and then I can hear it for myself.
All right. So,
it won't be like I have been told in the past.
Exactly.
As a still. But before the number, is there a way? Do you have a system where parents can monitor what's happening in school?
Yeah.
Is there a way?
Yes. So
like there's an app
we have
that
EdAdmin.
Okay.
EdAdmin. We have a parent portal, a student portal, and a staff portal.
Great.
So the parents actually get live feed about what is happening in terms of their wards.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah. So if you're in Kumasi and you're considering ICS education, please, the number to call is 0242 674281. 0242 674281. In Accra, we are located at Obuju Medina. And if the Accra campus is most convenient for you, please do call 0548 538043. 0548 538043. Please come and enjoy the ICS advantage. Thank you.